Sangha conference call today. Let us move to our next section, which is Srimad Bhagavatam. Class, may I know who joined the call this morning? Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Rata Mataji, Dandrat Pranam, Srila Prabhupada ki Jai, Guru Maharaj ki Jai, Priti Dasi from Charlotte. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Priti Mataji, Dandvat Pranam, all wish to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining the call. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam, Srila Prabhupada ki Jai, Guru Maharaj ki Jai. This is Arvind Das from Chicago. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Arvind Prabhuji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for joining the call. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Radha Mataji, Dandavat Pranam. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to Guru Maharajas, and all glories to the assembled devotees. This is Tiffany in Pennsylvania. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Tiffany Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining the call. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Radha Mataji, Dandavat Pranam. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. This is Vinta Gandharvika Devidasi from Texas. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Vinta Gandharvika Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining the call. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji, Dandavat Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to Guru Maharaj, and all glories to the assembled devotees. This is Shiromani Nandarani Devidasi from Krishna Kathadesh. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Shiromani Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining the call. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Radha Mataji, all glories to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj is my humble obeisances to you and all the devotees. This is Krishna Kumari Devidasi from Nalanda.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Kumari Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining the call. Hare Krishna. Is there anybody else who would like to introduce themselves? Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Welcome to Bhakti Sangha conference call. Today we are fortunate to have His Grace Pran Govind Prabhuji to enlighten us on the topic of Srimad Bhagavatam 5th canto 21th chapter, text 11th onwards. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you very much for giving your valuable time and association to us this morning and enlightening on the topic of Srimad Bhagavatam. First, I would like to hand over call to Suresham Prabhuji for brief introduction of Prabhuji. Hare Krishna, Suresham Prabhuji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for joining the call. Hand over call to you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Raj Prabhuji is doing. Raj Prabhuji, are you there?
Yeah, Hare Krishna.
Sorry, Hare Krishna, Raj Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. I would like to hand over call to Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mata, Dandavat Pranam to you and all the assembled devotees. So Ishwar's Prabhu has some health issues, some coughing and some cold, I think. So I was taking over for the introduction of Prabhuji. Hare Krishna Prabhuji, I see you're on the call. His Grace, Pran Govind Prabhuji, was born in 1962 in East Pakistan. His maternal grandfather was a follower of Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur. So Prabhuji had the pleasure of experiencing Vaishnava festivals and dramas, which led him to desire to be a Vaishnava from a very early age. In 1971, Prabhuji attended a lecture that Srila Prabhupada was giving in Deshapriya Park and saw Western devotees for the first time. In 1977, while visiting a cousin in West Bengal, he overheard a neighbor enthusiastically talking about the ISKCON temple in Mayapur, which made him visit the temple where he met Raghav Pandit Prabhu. In 1978, Prabhuji moved to Vrindavan, where he met Bhakti Charu Swami Maharaj, and Maharaj encouraged him to preach while he was young and returned to Vrindavan for bhajan, where he got old. He then took initiation. He follows His Holiness Radhanath Swami Maharaj. In 1980s, Prabhuji focused on book distribution in Kolkata, managing the guest house in Mayapur, managing the Gaur Purnima festival, facilitating prasadam and accommodations for GBC sannyasis, devotees, and life members. Prabhuji also served as a life member director and fundraiser for the Mayapur temple. He then traveled with Bhakticharu Swami Maharaj and Tamal Krishna Goswami Maharaj to Europe and America. Since 2003, Pran Govind Prabhuji has been living and serving at the Alachua temple by giving Krishna Katha and counseling devotees daily in overcoming their challenges in the spiritual path. Recently, Pran Govind Prabhuji has been engaged in translating Mana Siksha for Her Grace Urmila Mataji, and he is planning to take sannyas to progress further in his devotion. This was an introduction for Prabhuji. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Over to you, Mataji.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Nice introduction. Hare Krishna and Govind Prabhuji, please accept my humble obeisance. Our glories to Srila Prabhupada. I would like to hand over call to you, Prabhuji. Welcome to Bhakti Sangha conference call. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mother. Am I audible?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Is it okay if I can sing a song? If you can post it so others can follow.
Please, Prabhuji.
And thank you, Raj Prabhu. He has such a wonderful accent. I wish I would have that so I could speak better. Jai Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So this is regarding the creation, how Krishna managed the creation, the whole subject matter about how the planets, the demigods, and we are in it, how everything is running. So in this song, if you have it or you can find in KK song, it says in Saranagati, Tumi Sarve Sareshwara. Tumi, Tumi, Sarve Sareshwara.
Yes, Prabhu, it's in the chat box.
Okay. Tumi Sarveshwara Brajendra Kumara. Tumi Sarveshwara Brajendra Kumara. Tumara ichaya vise srijana sanghara. Tava icha mate brahma kare na srijana. Tava icha mate Vishnu kare na palana. Tava icha mate Shiva kare na sanghara. Tava icha mate Maya srije karagaram. Tava icha mate jive janama marana. Samriddhi nipate dukha sukha sanghatana. Miche maya vada jiva asha pashe pire. Tava icha bina kichu korite na pare. Tumi tarakha kayar palakayamara. Tumi tarakha kayar palakayamara. Tumara charana bina asa nahi aram. Nija bala chesta prati bharasha chariya. তোমার ইচ্ছায় আছি নির্ভর করিয়া নিজ বল চেষ্টা প্রতি ভরসা ছাড়িয়া তোমার ইচ্ছায় আছি নির্ভর করিয়া ভকতি বিনোদ অতি দীন অকিঞ্চন তোমার ইচ্ছায় তার জীবন মরণ ভকতি বিনোদয়তি দীনয় কিঞ্চন তোমার ইচ্ছায় তার জীবন মরণ হরে কৃষ্ণ 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 হরে 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 রাম 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 হরে 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 কৃষ্ণ 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 হরে 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 রাম 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 হরে 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 কৃষ্ণ 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 হরে 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 রাম 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 হরে 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 কৃষ্ণ 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 হরে 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 রাম 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 হরে 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 কৃষ্ণ 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 হরে 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 রাম 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 হরে হরে জয় গৌর নিতাই জয় গৌর নিতাই জয় গৌর নিতাই জয় গৌর নিতাই জয় কৃষ্ণ বলরাম জয় কৃষ্ণ বলরাম জয় কৃষ্ণ বলরাম জয় কৃষ্ণ বলরাম জয় রাধা শ্যাম সুন্দর শ্রী রাধে জয় রাধা শ্যাম সুন্দর রাধা শ্যাম সুন্দর শ্রী রাধে জয় প্রভুপাদ জয় প্রভুপাদ জয় প্রভুপাদ জয় প্রভুপাদ জয় প্রভুপাদ প্রভুপাদ জয় প্রভুপাদ জয় প্রভুপাদ গুরুদেব 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 জয় জয় গুরুদেব জয় জয় গুরুদেব 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 জয় জয় গুরুদেব Hare Krishna Mata. Can someone read the translation, or would you like to read the translation, please?
I will read them.
Okay.
Oh, youthful son. Somebody is echoing. Yeah. Prabhu, can I mute your microphone? It's echoing. Hare Krishna, can you hear me, Prabhuji?
Yes, Mataji.
O youthful son of the king of Raja, you are the Lord of all lords. According to your will, creation and destruction takes place in the universe. Radha Mataji, read.
According to your will, Lord Brahma creates, and according to your will, Lord Vishnu maintains.
According to your will, Lord Shiva destroys, and according to your will, Maya constructs the prison house of this world.
Anybody would like to read?
According to your will, the living being takes birth and die. And according to your will, they meet with prosperity and ruin, happiness and sorrow.
The tiny soul bound up by Maya vainly struggles in the fetters of worldly desire. Without your sanction, he is unable to do anything.
You are my
only
protector and maintainer. Except for your lotus feet, there is no other hope for me.
No longer confident of my own strength and endeavor, I have become slowly dependent on your will.
Bhaktivinoda is most poor, and his pride has been leveled. Now, in accordance with your will, he lives and dies.
Hare Krishna, you're still muted, Pran Govind Prabhu.
Oh, thank you. Was that while I was singing, was it audible or?
Yeah, that time it was audible, Prabhuji.
Oh, okay. Thank you. I don't know how it happened. Okay. So just to refresh for myself, you all are in a race of grasping, comprehending the creation, purpose of the creation, who are there, why they are there, and how they operate their job as a sun god, moon god, Jamaraj, Varuna, and list goes on, 33 million. And where you are, how you are related to that. These are wonderful. But in the beginning of this canto, Rishabdev had a purpose. And Srila Prabhupada writes, when Lord Rishabdev appears, he instructs his sons on how to reap the true benefit of human life. The story of Bharat Maharaj's birth as a deer reminds us that we will eventually reap the result of whatever actions and desires we cultivate in this life. While you are hearing the Bhagavatam, what are you thinking? What am I thinking? How am I accepting this truth? And how it's relevant to me? What it will benefit me? So Prabhupada writes, the entire universe, which is systematically discussed and detailed, is an opportunity for each of us, conditioned soul. Maybe I should not say all of you, because I don't know, you all are probably liberated. But myself as a conditioned soul, to learn life lessons by which I can reap the greatest benefit. Admission into the eternal, loving pastimes of Radha and Krishna. So in so far, what we have covered, I'm just going to give a brief for myself. You are already in that ocean swimming, whatever level, whoever has the capacity, how much you can swim, it's up to individual. It's not like all in the audience. Prabhupada was asked that question when we hear or chant, how the result is produced. So Prabhupada gave a very nice answer to Bhagavan Das, you can see. He says, proportion to your conscious acceptance. Proportion to your conscious acceptance, the truth will reveal. Very wonderful. So, Sukdev Goswami offered further details of the universe. In our Alachua temple, we are reading 2nd canto, where also Virat Rupa is there, universal form is there. 3 times, not just one, 3 times, 3 places. First canto, sixth canto, 10th canto, 3 times. Obviously, there is a higher purpose. The 7 oceans, 7 islands, they surround Lord Brahma's lotus flower. The sun's movement, which is this chapter, the planetary orbits, the Shishumar planetary system, it's yet to come, next chapter. And Lord Anantadev, last chapter, also the hell is there. He concludes by giving vivid description of the hellish planet, which facilitate a variety of torturous experience to re-engineering the consciousness of the wayward soul. So this is 21st chapter today we are going to discuss. And 20th chapter, Sukdev Goswami described Jambudip. Sukdev Goswami also described 6 islands and make up Bhumandala. I'm just refreshing myself. The first 5 of this island have 7 varshas, while the final island, Pushkaradip, had 2 varshas. Jambudip describes previously has 9 varshas. The original rulers of these deepas were the sons of Priyabrata. I hope you all remember. And the island were named after them. At the periphery of Bhumandala are the famous Loka mountain ranges. Sukdev Goswami does describe the entire structure of Bhumandala. Now in this chapter, the sun is not stationary. Prabhupada made it very clear. Even in today's purport you will see, Prabhupada made it very clear. But rather rotates on the sun god's chariot, which is drawn by 7 horses. Its movement determines the duration of night and day. Not only for the demigods, for you all, wherever you are located in this universe. When moving northward above the equator, the sun moves slowly during the day and quickly at night, thus creating a longer daytime and shorter nighttime. The opposite is true when the sun travels from south of the equator, and also explains 60,000 sages. It's called Bali Killas. What they are sages. They worship the sun god with beautiful prayers. What is the purpose of this chapter or the whole 5th canto or the creation? To all of us, including King Parikshit, who is about to die in few days. So I want to bring back the Bhagavad-Gita, 10th chapter. I'm going to share something with you all. Okay. Is that visible to everyone? Someone, please.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Okay. Can someone help me to read this sloka and the translation and purport, please?
Yad yad vibhutis mat sattvam Srimad Urjitameva vam Tattad eva vagachatvam mama tejomsa sambhavam. Know that all beautiful glories and mighty creations springs from but a spark of my splendor. Purport. Any glorious of or beautiful existence should be understood to be but a fragmental manifestation of Krishna's opulence, whether it be in a spiritual or material world. Anything extraordinarily opulent should be considered to represent Krishna's opulence. Thank you, Prabhu.
Very good. And the next one, you don't have to read it. This is, I summarize all the opulences in that chapter. And today, or the whole chapter, this chapter of Bhagavatam that you all are enthusiastically relishing, hopefully. What is the purpose? See all these names, the sun god, moon god, Jamaraj, Varuna, Vayu. Krishna say, he claims he is that person. Just like text 8, it says of the demigods, I am Indra, king of heaven. And of the Boshus, I am fire. And now I'm not saying that you don't have to focus those demigods part, what they actually do, how the sun planet rotates. But what's the purpose? All this information. Here Krishna explains this, that he represents this. So my point is to request all of you, next 40 minutes or 30, whatever time we have, my explanation, what I understood, I'm trying to share with you. Most of the people, when look attractive things in this world, for a boy, young girl, for a young girl, young man, or handsome man, for a young children, Disneyland, whatever, beautiful park, for a hungry man, delicious food. Most of people, when look attractive things, gets attracted. This is called materialist. So you can detect your own perception right now. But spiritualists think, what are we supposed to think? About the source and get attracted towards Krishna. That is how one makes spiritual advancement. When Jayanta Prabhu told Prabhupada, he's not attracted to God. He's attracted to, then Prabhupada says, are you attracted to anything? He said, yes, I'm attracted to girls and flowers. Prabhupada said, now your job is to find the source of girls' attraction and flowers' attraction. So when Krishna is saying, I am these, all these 72 or 80, you can break some like 34. 34 text has a 7 thing. I just put all in one. But 80, you can say 80, most astonishing. You say, wow, like that. When you hear Jamaraj's fearful body or sun, planet, sun god, how he makes everything illuminated, the power. What are we supposed to get out of? These vibhutis can be understood in one sentence, that this vibhuti, one among the many. But there's something else we need to add, one above the many. So many material manifestations are there. Among them, one is special. I want someone to reflect that later, that in our own observation in the material world, there are many attractive things. But Krishna particularly saying he is amongst those attractive things, whichever stands out the most, Krishna says, that's me. So it is one among the many. And Vibhuti Yoga enables us to connect one among the many to one above the many. So two way, one among the many and to one who is above the many. the Supreme Lord Sri Krishna, who is transcendental. So Vibhuti Yoga chapter takes us from the amongst the many to one above the many. One among the many is one particular manifestation of the Lord. So we can move from spark to the whole by the connection of Vibhuti Yoga. Okay, this person has talent, just like a painter painted a beautiful naked scene of a boy and girl. And some sannyasi felt very disturbed. But Prabhupada was staring at it. And after a few minutes, Prabhupada said, Krishna is present in that person's talent. Look at the painting he did. Now the other sannyasis, I won't say the name, he told us that we were thinking like this is a weird, why Prabhupada is staring at this naked painting. But Prabhupada was not looking at naked painting, Prabhupada was looking at Krishna. Why can't we do this? Then Prabhupada said at the end of the conversation, we all want to be spiritualist means we see the source, you see the Krishna behind any attraction. Don't fall in love with the Jambu rivers producing so many nice drinks, you know, the whole river. You can swim in the mango juice, whatever, the golden mountain, Mandar Hill. So much attraction, but they supposed to take us to Krishna. Not just fascinated by this sun power, moon power, but source of them. So we take our consciousness through this understanding to the Supreme Lord. So one among many indicates that is also material, but one above many refer to one who is transcendental. So with that note, let's start today's. So today we are reciting 5th canto, chapter 21, text 11. Before I begin, I would request everyone to recite 3 times this powerful mantra that we discuss once or maybe twice. But today I'm not going to discuss, I'm sure you all know. A beautiful form of Mother Jashoda's son on her lap in the cow barn, stick out his lotus feet. When Gargacharya saw, he realized this is object of his worship, ultimate, supreme, absolute truth. And he said his name is, he gave a whole series of names, said Vasudev, son Vasudev. Because Vasudev had a prediction. When Vasudev was born, his name was Anakadandubi. Anakadandubi means there was a kettle drum in the sky, and they said his mother, Vasudev Maharaj's mother and father were worried. So they came out, they saw a kettle drum, and there's a loud speaking in the sky that this man will be the father of Supreme God. So Gargacharya knew this. He was a family priest in Mathura. So that always, every time Vasudev Maharaj got married, he had a 16th wife before he got Devaki, Mother Devaki. They always think, okay, she's going to be the mother of God, supreme, absolute truth. So first meeting Devaki and Vasudev under a cloth, the Vedic wedding. I'm sure you all are familiar with the Vedic wedding, the eye-to-eye union, not like a Western dating system or nowadays text dating or internet dating. No, those days they had a very secluded, very pure, and they eye-to-eye union on the wedding day under the guidance of the priest in front of all the fire witness, air witness, and the relatives and the well-wisher, everyone. So, but they cannot look at each other in public, so they put a veil, covered their bride and groom's intimate look first time. When he looked at Mother Devaki, he said, I think you are the one. And Devaki looked at me, the one, what? He said, you're going to be the mother of this absolute truth, supreme personality of Godhead. And she was like, what? You mean God, my son? That was the union, first eye to eye. Can you imagine like how exciting it is? Mother Devaki was like a trembling, like a happy and crying like, what? Nobody ever told me that. I'm going to be the mother of God. So Gargachari heard this, and when he came in the disguise at night because of fear of Kamsa to give the name of Nanda Maharaja's son, he said his name is Vasudeva. So now you know how powerful that mantra. So please repeat with your feeling to that Vasudeva who reveals your heart, in your heart the supreme object of your love. Om Namah Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namah Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namah Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritam Naranchaiva Narottamam Devim Sarasatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Mudirayat Nashtaprayasya Bhadresu Nittam Bhagavate Sevaya Bhagavati Uttamasloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naistaki Kankarati Vachalam Pangallangayate Girim Jatkripatamham Vande Sri Guru Dinatarinam Paramananda Madhavam Sri Chaitaneshwaram. So this is a prose sloka. I'm going to just read it. Evam tatu. Oh, good. Evam tato barunim sammam andrim cha punas tathan cha graha samadayo nakshatraya saha jyotish chakre samabhudanti saha vani malochanti. Synonyms: evam, in this way, tata, from there, barunim, to the quarters where Varuna lives, sommam, to the quarter where the moon lives. You can see there is a 4 demigods. I'm sure you all are familiar. There is a 4 corner of the Brahmaji's office, not the residence, office. There's a 4 principal demigod and other demigods office and their quarter. But their quarter is not like our quarter, office work. It has a restroom, guest house. Just like Nanda Maharaj has a, Nanda Maharaj's palace has a guest house nearby for Radharani to rest with her Sakhis. So similarly, like a Kamsa in his Mathura kingdom, he had a guest house for Brajavasis. When they come to Mathura, like Nanda Maharaj came to pay tax, he would rest in that house. Similarly, the demigod has. So there is a rotation. The sun goes around, and this is a beautiful, the way Prabhupada put the translation. So you can see the 4 principal demigod and other demigod, and the sun goes around. This is not a Brahmaloka. This is just here in the Bhumandala. Andrim cha, and to the quarters where Indra lives. Punah, again. Tatha, so also. Anne, the others. Cha, also. Graha, planets. Soma Adda, headed by the moon. Nakshatrai, all the stars. Saha, with Jyoti Chakre, in the celestial sphere. Sambuddhayanti, rise, saha, along with, ba, or, Nimlochanti set. Would somebody like to read the translation? And then someone else with the purport, please.
Translation by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami, Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Translation. From the residence of Yamaraj, the sun travels to Nimlochani, the residence of Varuna, from there to Vibharvari, the residence of the moon god, and from there again to the residence of Indra. In a similar way, the moon, along with the other stars and planets, becomes visible in the celestial sphere, and then sets and again becomes invisible. Hare Krishna.
Purport.
Hare Krishna, purport by Srila Prabhupada, Jai Srila Prabhupada. In Bhagavad-Gita 10.21, Krishna says, Nakshatranam aham shashi, of stars I am the moon. This indicates that the moon is similar to the other stars. The Vedic literature informs us that within this universe there is one sun which is moving. The Western theory that all the luminaries in the sky are different suns is not confirmed in the Vedic literature, nor can we assume that these luminaries are the suns of other universes, for each universe is covered by various layers of material elements, and therefore, although the universes are clustered together, we cannot see from one universe to another. In other words, whatever we see is within this one universe. In each universe, there is one Lord Brahma, and there are other demigods on other planets, but there is only one sun. Hare Krishna.
Very good. Thank you, Mata. So in the purport, Prabhupada put a very interesting purport line. He says, Nakshatranam aham shashi, Bhagavad-Gita. So I always think like when Prabhupada put some very interesting point, I was wondering like what was he thinking. I wish, of course he's expressing what he was thinking when he was reading, but it would be more interesting to know exactly whole process, how he assimilate this sloka to his purport. Of course, he consult also Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. So Prabhupada here he says, Nakshatranam aham means I, Shashi, the moon. So I was looking at that verse this morning, and I was thinking like this sloka, this actually is that Bhagavad-Gita, that sloka, Krishna gives many important points. First he says, Adityanam aham Vishnu, means of the Aditya, I am Vishnu. Now here Aditya means 12 sons of Aditi, Mother Aditi. And there's, everybody is there, main demigods. So Aditya can have a specific meaning, also generic meaning. Now there are 12 Adityas, you all know. And space or cosmology can be divided in 12 sections. Now we also learn from this chapter that zodiac, as we know, so the path of the sky can be divided in 12 divisions. And each section is presided by one form of Aditya. That's why there is a 12 main demigods. And among them, most powerful is Vishnu. So Krishna is saying, I am one of the most powerful Adityas. Now then, next line Krishna says, Jyotisham Ravir Anshuman. There are many effulgence object, but the sun is also effulgent. Then he says, Marichi Marutam Ashmi. There are various Maruts who are in charge of various wind. we generally maybe think like one kind of wind. Oh no, there are various wind. Like there is a prana, air, carries the soul from one body to another body. Until the soul become pure, that prana actually will give him the liberation. When it's purified, that prana, then you are done. Until that prana, air, particular air, it carries the soul. So when Krishna is saying, I am this, what does it mean? Vibhuti can be understood in one sentence, one among many, as I mentioned in the beginning. But we also have to see that he is beyond all many. Because one among many could be also material. Like amongst aquatic, I'm shark. Well, here the powerful creature shark represent Krishna, but shark is not Krishna. If you meditate or worship shark, the Shastra doesn't say that, neither Krishna said that. So we have to understand from that point. Okay. So I want to discuss a little bit about this demigod son and these 4 demigods mentioned today. I hope you all know what is the purpose of getting the position of demigod and what demigod wants. Anybody ever wonder what the demigod wants in their life? We all know what we want, but what the demigod wants. Would anybody like to share and tell me? What do you think they want? What sun god wants, what Indra wants, or Borundev wants. Are you familiar where the demigods in your life?
Maybe they want control. They want to, they like the control.
Very good, very good. Yes, yes, yes. They do like to control. But okay, something more?
Serve Krishna.
That's also true. They are devotees. Very good. But in serving Krishna, in what sense?
Following his instructions.
Following his instruction. You are very thoughtful, but can you give little more?
By doing their duties correctly, like Varundev as heir and Indra ruling.
Okay. Something more?
They do their duties, but still they have their own sense gratification.
Who is speaking that?
Prabhuji, it's me.
Anita.
Anita.
Anita. This is very good. Let me ask you this question. If I say to Krishna, Prabhu, I really feel grateful that Prabhupada has brought me to you. Please accept me, Prabhu. I'm sorry I did a lot of mistake in life after life. I never wanted to serve you. That strong desire was not there. It's still not there, but I have made a decision. I want to serve you. Please accept me, engage me under your servant so I can serve you eternally and try to please you. That's the only goal, nothing else. Versus, Prabhu, I want to serve you, but I want to serve you with my whole family. Please give my daughter a good husband. Give my son a good job. Can I have also a good car? A nice house? And together, all of them together, with a good husband for my daughter, with the sons, a good job, and a good car. Everything, we want to serve you. What is the difference, Mother?
So in first case, we are requesting the demigods to engage us in the service of the Lord, which is Shri Krishna. So in that case, they will also feel happy to make us to engage them. And in second case is like we want to satisfy our senses. So in that case, we are so the Lord, the demigod whomever we are worshipping, they will take the permission from the Lord Shri Krishna, and then they will provide us to provide that to us. That's all. So basically, it's a sense gratification in the second case, which is to be avoided. Yeah.
Thank you. I mean, I was that kind of a devotee too. I mean, probably I'm still, maybe I'm not, I don't act on like that, but still probably they are in dormant state. There is a conditioning. Very good. But I want to show you what demigod wants actually. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu revealed that. What demigod wants. If I can find Krishna. Here it is, I think. Yeah. Please, somebody read. Can someone help me with the reading the first sloka and the translation?
Hare Krishna. He manusha janma lagi deva kamya kare, he na janma diyo vanchila prabhu more. The demigods pray for a human birth, yet even though you have given us a human birth, you have deceived us. Durlabho manusho deho dehinam kshana bhangura tatrapi durlabham manye vaikunta priyadarshanam. For the conditioned souls, the human body is most difficult to achieve and it can be lost at any moment. But I think that even those who have achieved human life rarely gain the association of pure devotees who are dear to the Lord of Vaikunta. Kalim sabhajayante arya gunanya sara bhagena yatra sankirtanenaiva sarvasvato abhilabyata. Those who are actually advanced in knowledge are able to appreciate the essential value of this age of Kali. Such enlightened persons worship Kali Yuga because in this fallen age, perfection of life can easily be obtained by the performance of it's not there, Prabhuji, after this. Performance of Sankirtan. Hare Krishna.
Oh, sorry. It's probably.
Very nice verses, Prabhuji. So demigods basically wants to have the human birth.
Yes. Are you proud that you have a human birth? I hope so. Come on, don't say no. I hope.
Yes, we are proud, but still if we engage in Krishna service, then still more proud.
Okay. This is, I'm going to talk because of time sensitive. I'm just jump to this. All these demigods, the Krishna appointed them. They are called Adhikrita Das. The word Adhikrita means appointed. They are not elected. They are selected. According to our eligibility, I don't know, any one of you ever desire, it will be nice to be husband or wife of some demigod, or maybe act like Indra. I'm not saying you did, but if you did, well, obviously some devotee doing this in ISKCON also, because Prabhupada did say the next Manu is like a governor, and there is a general manager, or we could say king of heaven, Indra, and there is a 12 Adityas, 11 Rudras, 2 Ashwini Kumar Das, 8 Boshus. These are 33 main principal demigods. Under them, there is 1,000 immediate assistant, and they have a 10,000 assistant, then they have millions. This whole like a pyramid of management of Manu. Srila Prabhupada says the next government of Manus probably they will pick from ISKCON. I was thinking, whoa, Sounds good that as long as they have a goal set. I'm not trying to scare you, but what I understood, when you have a demigod body, difficult, you cannot do sadhana. It's impossible. Your body is made to have that little sense enjoyment. It's like make you like a whole day. You don't need anything. So how are you going to do sadhana? Difficult. Very difficult. They want to come to human birth because human body 50-50. Suffering, happiness. If you are in that border, you are very lucky that you have a 50% suffering, 50% okay, satisfaction or whatever, some enjoyment. Then you are very lucky. You are properly situated. Some suffering is good every day. Some suffering is good. Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says, even to a pure devotee, Krishna gives little suffering sometime because pure devotee don't suffer anything because they are in a Suddha Sattva platform and they sometimes say, life is so good. I am serving Krishna, I'm chanting, it's all good. No need to go spiritual world. For what? I'm happy. I'm not suffering. So Krishna give little suffering. So they say, oh, I cannot preach. Oh, I cannot do this service. I want to go home. I want to serve the Lord completely. There's a reason. It's not by karmic, but Krishna wants you to have the highest happiness, not just here, liberated, pure devotee happiness. He wants more. You to drown or swim or floating in the ocean of nectar in spiritual domain. Now this picture, I put it here. How these demigods relevant to you right now in your life. You only heard 4 of them in today's translation. They are also there. Anybody remembers the 4 names without looking? Right now, I'm not going to show you the translation. But what are the 4 demigods' names? Someone? Who remembers? Just few minutes before. Anyone? Who are the 4 demigods?
Varun, Indra, Yamaraj, and Surya.
Very good. Thank you. Now, can somebody point out any one of them there? Your head, it's not a head, it's actually intelligent to discriminate. Material intelligence is coming from Brahmaji. It's connected with your brain. So brain and intelligence, they are interconnected. Your eyes to see anything in this world, it's directly connected with sun god, Surya. I'm sorry, I didn't put the English, so probably you missed it. So today, one of the 4 is right here too. Your eyes always connected with sun god, whether you are aware or not aware. So if I see something nobody saw, I'm looking at it in internet or movie or chit chat, I'm doing something illegal. Oh, no, it's already recorded by sun god. Don't fool yourself, please. You are already caught. It's not like nobody saw it. This is like an illusion, another ignorance. Now, I'm speaking right now. How am I speaking? So my tongue, my palate, and the verbalizing my realization by taking shelter of English is created by few gods together. So second you say Bak. I'm sorry, I put everything in Sanskrit. Bak means speech by Bhanni or fire god. Fire god actually it's putting this together. Now when I taste in the tongue, is not fire god, is pracheta. Like, when he tastes the food or anything. And then I'm expressing through English language and is going through by air god to your ear. Your ear is not hearing. Ear is a product of Rajagun, passion. The object of the senses are Tamogun product. And the perception to hear is Sattvagun products. So 3 modes are playing with each of us right now. But we are purifying, spiritualizing these 3 modes. We are supposed to destined to be wrapped by these 3 modes. But because we are talking about Krishna and this whole bhakti, then it's purifying. Now, when you are hearing, your ear is by the Rajagun, the sense object, Tamagun, hearing, perception, Sattvagun. Now, the sound vibration when I'm repeating, we're repeating Krishna related or Bhagavatam related, then it spiritualizes all 3. And then it goes to your ear, to the brain. And the brain has to have an impression. You have 2 types of impression. You have an impression piled up for many lives, as long you've been in the material world. But at death, what you don't want disappears from the memory. I hope you remember that. But what you invested with tears, I really want this Krishna. Not even Krishna or whatever, non-devotee. They cry, I really wanted that kind of house. Because this happened to one family. They wanted that corner house and the real estate was up $800,000. And I remember her husband said, she wants that house. I can't afford 800,000. We have a house. How am I going to quickly sell? And if it was 400,000, I would buy. Well, real estate declined, I remember, in California, and the house was on sale for 400. And he said, now I cannot even get my money from this house that I am in. So I'm like stuck. I want to buy this. So it's like always. And he was like emotional. Like she's like nagging about it and she's crying. I don't know. Every time you cry, every time you deeply emotionally invest, whatever it is, it stays. It does not disappear by death. What you don't want, it disappears. But what you really wanted, it's going to carry on, whatever body we get. So, back to this. In the head, connected with the mind and intelligence, the memories are there and it will manifest through the senses. So 3 places, the memories are there. Now, in the memory, how your upbringing, how did you grow up? As an Indian, as an American, boy or a girl, how you grow up, what are the information you poured in? They are there. This is called upbringing, one impression. This is called Adhunik Sanskar. Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur writes, it's called Adhunik Sanskar. And then you have a Praktan Sanskar that carries millions and millions of life that you really wanted to experience. And guess what? You came to Hare Krishna society and you say, Krishna, I want to get out of this material world. Please take me home. And Krishna sits in your heart. Where is that? Chitta. Can you see in the middle? There is a 3. Mind, self-conception, doubts by Chandrama. Ahankar on the left side I wrote. Or for your side? Yeah, left. Sankalpa. Sankalpa means vow. If I cannot get this person beat up or killed, I'm going to kill myself. Whatever vow you had, these are stored in the false ego. It's not destroyed. Now, chitta to Nischay by Vasudeva. Nischay means firm conviction. I'm sorry, everything I put in Sanskrit. Nischay by Vasudeva. The Lord Vasudeva is there, Paramatma is there, and he has a whole list, all the memories, but he has certain thing that you really wanted, you really desperately cried for. Not as a devotee, I'm talking, as a everything, all this life species we are, is there. So he's going to say, okay, Miss Radha Dasi or Mr. Krishna Das, now you don't want any of this. I have a list, million things you want, and you want to get out. End of this life. You think it's fun job? Krishna is very kind. He's not going to just destroy. He's going to throw deeply emotional attachment that we had. He's going to throw little token. In a morning walk, Prabhupada says, Justindra Gopa Mathavendra Mahosa Karma Bandana Rupa Phalabhajana Matanati Karmani Nirdhati Kintucha Bhakti Bhajam Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajam. Prabhupada said, my head's supposed to be severed, but I just got little cut with the finger. Krishna is so kind because I'm trying to serve him. He, instead of head to be severed, he gives a little token. Prabhus and mothers, be thankful, even suffering comes in life. We don't know how much it's supposed to give us pain, but little token coming. It's a fact. Now, you can detect, so far what I discussed, you can detect through this chart, and we can go on discussing, but I see my time is also like very taking. More important, I'm going to tell you where those token when we get, where they are going to take us. If we are not careful, we are going to suffer. So for an example, say you are hungry and you heard that your friend house, they made a very nice cheese sabji, they offered it to Krishna. Now you're a devotee, friend is devotee, you still think, I have only bread, nothing to cook, and they have a cheese sabji. I wish I would have a cheese sabji. Now prachita, if you can see jibba, to taste, prachita is there. And he has also list. What are the things he wanted? It's very funny. All these demigods, they are very high perceptive. They have a high memory also. They can check millions human beings same time. Animals, they don't have to worry. So automatically they go. They don't have a free choice much in those bodies. I mean, they do, but it's really covered. But as a human, so when you say, and Mayadevi through Prachita, there is a shop, Indian store, they sell some cheese sabji, ready-made, you can buy it. And you say, I know that verse says, Patram Pushpam Phalam Tuyam Jome Bhakta Prajachati, 2-time Bhakta word is used, Prabhupada said in the purport. One is who cooked and who offered. Otherwise, Krishna doesn't take. You can offer to Krishna, but Krishna didn't say he will eat. Jat karoshi jatsnasi, that verse doesn't say, Krishna doesn't say he will eat. Krishna says you can offer to me, but he didn't say I will eat it. So you change yourself. Okay, I'm hungry. My friend has a cheese sabji. I feel guilty to go to, because she has a children and husband. It's not fair. But there is an Indian store. But now Pran Govind is spoiling my whole goal. because he said that it has to be cooked with a mentality to offer Krishna and offered Krishna with devotion mentality. So twice, while cooking, devotional mind, while offering, devotional. Now the Indian store, obviously they did not cook devotional mind. Maybe I can offer. Now, if you are stuck in some places, you don't have a facility of cooking and other, you can apologize to the Lord. My Lord, I want to offer you nice food that you like, but I don't have access. But they have this, and I believe these people are vegetarian, they claim. Maybe you can accept it. If it is okay, I hope it's okay. So, I don't know. Krishna may take it. Now, you like the taste because they put some garam masala. I don't know in English what you call, something spicy, something tasty good, better than temple cheese sabji. Now, if you attach to that, you will go on human life, another birth, because you are attached to that. It's very subtle. So my point is, you can detect where your sense enjoyment impression coming from and which demigod is relating now. But if you do not purify right there, it will take you another birth or another experience. You don't want that. Well, I cannot force you, but I'm begging you, don't go with that. Whatever it is, where it's coming from is good. This chart shows where it's coming from. But where it's going to take me, I don't want there. Then consciously you say, I don't want to go there. Please, my Lord, I'm going to control, but I cannot control. Please help me so I can control my senses and I'll be satisfied with the temple prasadam or the house I cook or whatever prasadam is available, because this is transcendental. My tongue is controlled by your servant Pracheta, and believe or not, right now they're so hyperceptive, they hear hearing. Pracheta is hearing that our discussion, but he will be happy because we are human beings. We are trying to get out for eternal life. We are not against him, but they do. The demigod does both jobs. They will help you to go to Krishna if you want. But if you don't want, they will also have a whole list, what kind of flavor you want, what kind of music you liked. Everything they have, each demigod, at least the 14 demigod, 11 also mentioned. I gave in the bottom the reference, you can read later about it. The Brahmaji himself disclosed this. He said, all these demigods right now directly connected with us, right here in your life, right now. It's not something you have to imagine. They are connected. Right now I'm speaking, you are hearing, they are also getting part of it. They can hear. They literally have access, just like you are hearing. But for you to hear, you have to align attention. Is it taking me to Krishna or is not taking me to Krishna? This discriminating power is, if it is going to take me to Krishna, then I'm going to do that contemplation more and more. That is also bringing another impression. What will be the good about it? It will push you to go further spiritually. Can he finish his class? I got already tired. I'm hungry. And this chart is like scary. If you are tired, that is also impression. Next time the class comes, that impression will pop. You remember last class was tiring. Will you really want to? Or you want to just watch a movie? Who is telling me this? Your mind. But how mind works? In a collaboration with all those demigods. Your eyes, yes, sun god is a devotee. Your hearing, yes, Dikpal, he's a they are devotee also, you can say, but they have a both agenda. They want to give you sense gratification and also Krishna consciousness. But you have to make the choice. They are not going to make the choice for you. So with that note, let's see if anyone has any question on this. Anyone has any question on this?
Yes. Hare Krishna Prabhu, yes. Hare Krishna.
Yes,
I have a question, but would you please put that slide back up?
okay. Let me see.
Okay. So there are two things I think, or three things actually about this slide. One is, I thought you said that when it comes to the tongue, there are 3 demigods that control, but I'm only seeing 2. Did I misunderstand? I see for Agni. I'm seeing
what I
Agni.
meant.
Oh, okay.
Like when I speak, the speaking is not tongue alone.
Yeah.
The palate, then the language, the verbalization, inner feelings. So there is actually more than 3 demigods. Because mind has to also focus. They all have to sanction. But I'm taking the credit. Oh, I spoke. No, I did not speak. I only desired. Last time, I think I did talk about it. We are initiating cause. Krishna is sanctioning cause. And Maya is instrumental cause. That Maya manifesting through these demigods. They are Maya's agent. Krishna's agent under Maya.
Okay. And also in connection with this tongue, I see Vani here as fire god. Is that another name for Agni?
Vani, where did you see?
Yeah, I see Vak equals by Vani, fire god.
Oh, Vani. Vani means fire god.
So is that another name for Agni?
Yeah, you can say that. Yes.
Okay, because I never heard of this name before.
Vani, yes. Vani is a Sanskrit also.
Okay, so that is synonymous with Agni then.
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay, the next thing is.
But generally, the reason I think the Shastra says Agni, generally you think like burning, house on fire and other. When you speak, nobody's thinking, oh, you are getting burned. No.
Well, except if somebody has a fiery tongue. That's how I'm thinking.
Yeah, that's different. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Then next thing is this Chun, the one who controls the mind. I don't know if is that a typo or is that actually the way it's spelled? I see mana, right? Self-conception by Chandra. Does that M belong there?
Chandra, the moon god. Actually.
Yeah, okay, but there's an M there. Does that belong there or is it a typo?
Typo.
Okay.
Mana. Well, man, you can say both. I don't think.
No. You see there's a CHANDRMA.
That is typo. Yes.
Okay. Okay, then the last thing that I wanted to ask, or no, 2 more things. Okay, you see in the inset there, you see 4 subtle senses, right? So those four, because we normally think of 5 knowledge acquiring senses, but there's 4 subtle senses. Those 4 subtle senses, that's seeing, tasting, smelling.
No, those are sense objects.
When you say 4 subtle senses, what does that?
4 subtle senses like a mind, ego, false ego, then chitta. The chitta is the consciousness routes, check and balance with the mind, and ego, if it is material, false ego will say yes. So then the intelligent Brahmaji has to give, say yes. So they're together like that.
I didn't follow, Prabhu. I'm sorry.
Say for an example,
wait, before the example, you said there is intelligence, right? Yes. There's false ego. And now the other 2 are what? Chitta, which I think is the storehouse of all past impressions. And then the last one is, I think mind, let me see, mind, intelligence, false ego, and chitta. Is that it? Those 4?
Route. You know how the consciousness connects. Just like I am hearing you, we explain about the demigod, but it's also consciousness connecting this. I have some idea about you, that Mother Gaurangi is there. So that impression, the consciousness creating that route, how it is. And then my emotion plays according to that. Consciousness is not like something impartial, like don't know anything, just going. No, consciousness carrying awareness, who this person is. And then mind will say, you know that person is. And then Ahankar will say, yeah, it's a good question, should be answered like this. And so consciousness also, okay, I feel good to answer that. So you have a feeling also. And then consciousness allows you to also like thinking. So all this combined together. These are very, very subtle, extremely subtle. Knowledge acquiring sense is already subtle, but this 4 subtle is really subtle. This is from 11th canto. Lord Krishna gives an indication to Uddhava. Oh, I hear my own echo.
Oh, I'm not hearing any echo.
Oh, sorry.
So, okay, so just to repeat, those 4 subtle senses, again, one is mind, one is
material intelligence, another is ego.
Okay.
And then the consciousness routing.
Okay, you say routing. This word, when you say routing,
means connecting. How?
Like when I see an object, I'm identifying it.
Yes, but how it takes place, it's very, very. Now, somebody, just to clarify, somebody may say, do we really have to know all this? Yes, because Prabhupada he has expressed how every moment, how mind actually tricks you. Prabhupada did not say mind may tricks you. Prabhupada said mind will cheat you. It's question when, if you're not alert. So we have to be alert always. It's not an option.
Okay. And the distinction between that consciousness that routes and the mind is that after identifying, the consciousness identifies an object and then the mind simply decides, you know, did it like it or did it not like it? Is it?
Mind has a list what you wanted in many, many lives. Mind carries that. And mind is so quickly put this, like for an example, say there's little danger. Mind will immediately bring, hey, somebody had a danger 1,000 years back or 100 years back or 10 years back and they died. You're going to die. You think like this danger has nothing to do, but mind has so quick, cruiser, like to find this and gives you like, yeah, you can die. And then he magnifies, not only bring the information, magnifies. And now you're like, oh my God, I may die. Although the danger that you have in front, say a cobra snake, a little cobra snake, you happen to, face on the path. Now mind immediately bringing. So my point here is, as a devotee, when we say spiritualist, you have to bring spiritual intelligence before mind present in front of you.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, you're going to fail.
Mm-hmm.
Like for an example, every time I open the gate in my house, not the door, after door I come out and there is a little sitting place, and then I open that. Some other my mind thinks, because I had a lot of fear of snake in Mayapur, and then like, what if there is a snake? But I immediately counter. It took like almost a month, an year. Now, before mind even say there could be snake, I said, Krishna is with me. I'm chanting Hare Krishna. Then I also see the mind is giving that idea. Yeah, there could be snake, but it doesn't bother. So our intelligence has to go faster than mind builder us.
The way you're describing the mind, I've always associated, I think, with chitta. Is how would you, in relation to these four, how would you identify chitta?
Chitta is a place, seat of emotion, or you can say source of consciousness. We are Sat-Chit Ananda. Chit, we are not talking about Chit.
No.
That is spiritual. Chit in material world, related to this material world, acts as a information, knowledge, thinking. But Chit in spiritual world manifests as a relationship and feeling. When we say Chitta, is a place where all the consciousness coming out. Now, originally consciousness coming from the soul. Consciousness doesn't come from the matter. We all know that. Heart that referred, or chitta that referred in relation to emotions. It is metaphorical reference. Does not refer to the biological heart. I hope we all understood that. I'm not talking about heart transplant or, feeding the air, oxygen. When somebody talks about being heartbroken, it doesn't mean that biological heart is affected. It refers to the seat of emotions where we feel shattered. So in Bhagavatam, what we refer to as heart or chitta is the same as the soul. Now in day-to-day metaphorical use, we may use the word heart instead of the soul. And people do. I'm sure you are in America, you know, common things, oh, follow your heart. That's another stupidity. I mean, I don't want to say bad way, because they don't know what is the mind and what is the heart.
Mm.
And when they say follow your heart, means they follow their mind. And mind means what? First thing, cheating. Always will cheat you. There is never a time the mind will not cheat you. Mind will always cheat you, disappoint you. Chanchala Himana Krishna. There's so much discussion about that. So in our conditional stage, I, the soul, is often controlled by emotions. Now, that are not my original emotions. Consider the use of the computer, for an example, you know, example of a computer. I don't know, maybe never happened to you, but when I open the computer email, there is something blinking on the left side or right side. And I think you mentioned this before, because I was a little concerned about my health because I sit a lot. So it says, if you are sitting long time, something like that, I forgot. It said, we have a way you can do exercise while sitting. I was like, wow. So instead of looking at the email and opening the email, I clicked on that. And guess what? It took me to another web page and like, oh my God, it's like exercise, this, that, and then like all kinds of philosophy. And at the end of half an hour, almost 35 minutes, I remember, I'll never forget, I got to 0. Like I said, why did I do that? Why did I go there? So I have to discipline, because those ads are like a intriguing, you know, type of, to attract you. At least I fall for it. So similarly, you know, analogy can be used to understand the relationship between us and our mind. I can say we are like a computer user and mind is like the computer. We need the mind to do various things in life. You know, 6.5, if you remember, Krishna says you have to deliver with the help of mind. So we cannot just get out of mind, we have to use it. So the mind is the channel by which our consciousness comes to the body and the physical world. So when we decide to do something, the mind may come up with many suggestions, as I mentioned, due to the pre-impression along the way. But my point is, if we are not careful, we may follow the suggestion subconsciously.
So this chitta, does it not belong in the category of the 4 subtle senses?
Yes.
But we did not.
But you see, a source and the product of the source are 2 different things. I go to a shop, that's one place, but I'm buying a milk is a different elements, different things. Shop has connection with the milk as long as it is inside the shop. But once I am taken this milk out, is nothing to do with the shop. So consciousness and the source of the consciousness are 2 different.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I put it 4.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So like
okay,
it's very subtle.
Yeah. So chitta is the shop and consciousness is the milk.
Correct. Correct. If you remember, like very easy way, that anything you have, any desire you have, any emotion you have, it's coming in a conditional state where I am right now. from three sources. It's coming from the world or body or the physical world, external world. And it can come from the mind, and it can come from the soul. So we have to be always alert. Okay, my feeling, my desire, my anger, whatever emotion coming from three sources. So in the first category, those emotion and desire that are stimulated by external object, the senses, the body, or the world. So in the second category, those come from our past recollection. You remember I mentioned that they have a praktan sanskar. They have a list of the things you wanted. I wanted million life back. I wanted a helicopter. Now as a devotee, nothing to do with the helicopter, but the opportunity will come to ride a helicopter, or maybe somebody will give you a helicopter, something like that. So these are impressions left on the mind that appear from time to time without external stimulus. Now the third category are those originate from the soul proper, which are pure spiritual emotion. I want to chant Hare Krishna. I want to dance and sing with the devotee. Let's have just 1 minute practice for 1 minute. Can someone tell me where this emotion coming from? I really love to hear this kind of discussion. Where this emotion is coming from? Help me, someone.
Soul.
Where this soul. Very
Soul,
good.
yeah.
Good. You know that devotee, I hate that. I cannot even chant properly. It just disturbed me just because of his character. Please help me, someone beside Mother Gauranga.
Mind.
Very good. Now, you all are good about detecting where it's coming from. Can somebody tell me where this thought or that feeling, anger about that person going to take me?
Hell.
Well, that's not. Can you give little dramatic
Next destination. Next destination. Next destination.
Next destination. That is true, but where is going to take? Let's paraphrase. It is the soul, you, me, is the ultimate chooser of how to act on the emotion of desire. Please remember this. So I hate this person. While I'm chanting, I'm supposed to be focusing on chanting, but instead I see that my mind just triggered me and I feel very emotional anger because that person betrayed or whatever to my friend or whatever. And I'm contemplating, I cannot stop. I'm not thinking even this analogy. My mind is going on, this guy, why he did that? He hurted this girl, going through horrible nighttime nightmares. Now this contemplation, where is going to take me? One person says destination. Be more specific, please. Can you be more specific?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, anger takes us to the hell.
Little more, you cannot see the hell. Something you can experience right now in your life, this life. Hell is after.
It will make us to fall down from the path of devotion.
Yes.
Though we are chanting, but in the mind is wandering here and there. So there is no use. So like we read in the 10 offenses, being inattentive while chanting is also an offense. So in
Very
that
good.
case, we may have a fall down.
Very good. This is relevant to our life. Oh, I won't be able to chant even properly. I won't get taste. Impossible. So when you have that fear within you, right then and there, you blocked. You will not commit offense anymore. And you pray, my Lord, I felt disturbed. Please purify my heart also. Please help that soul to come. You will see that natural tenderness towards that person will appear within your heart. Believe me, you will feel, you will experience a astonishing satisfaction because you withdraw from committing offense. You voluntarily chop that. Prabhupada said intelligence means that which cut the emotion and desire before it turns into action. This is we need to do. Rather than worrying too much where the emotion originates, it is good. We should know where it's coming from. We should instead focus on where it is taking me. By thinking about whether the emotion is taking me in a healthy or unhealthy direction, we can be selective about our emotion. This is very important. As a sadhaka in the material body is not always the originator of all emotion. I hope you all remember this. You all are brilliant, brighter than me. But still I would like to say, it is always the chooser of how to act on emotions or desire. Now, in pure state, I'll paraphrase again. In pure state, I, the sadhaka means servant, not this body, male or female, the servant of Krishna, servant of servant, is both the originator and the chooser of all emotion. Please remember this. As a sadhaka, we are the originator and the chooser of all emotions. Even if the origin of an emotion may be external world. Oh, that's a nice house. I like that house. I wish I could have a house. This is coming from a physical. It's not coming from soul. It's not coming from mind. It is physical. So then we become more intelligent chooser if we can detect like this. Otherwise, in the conditioned state, we remain unintelligent chooser. As emotions appear, we should evaluate if they are healthy or not healthy. Once we decide that, then we can curb the unhealthy ones and focus on cultivating healthier emotions.
Prabhu, you just said that sometimes the emotions comes from like the physical external world, right? Mm-hmm. But it seems like it also, that even that comes from internally also, because two people will see the same external object. One will be attracted, the other will be averse, you know? And so I think that is due to that soul's past history with maybe some similar external object. And therefore that past history is more like an internal thing coming from, chitta or something like that. So it seems internal also that. Otherwise, two people would have the same reaction to the same external object, isn't it?
Yes, as you are speaking, I'm thinking, okay, now who is the thinker? You can say, well, is it the physical or the subtle or the soul? Who is the thinker? Wow. So, okay, Mother Gaurangi, she's an American Mataji. But immediately, intelligence intervened. It just now happened. She is thriving to please Prabhupada and Krishna. She has an attraction for Krishna. That is important. Now it eliminated the American girl, American Mataji, or whatever the subtle impression. I see that. It's like it's there, but it's not have any effect on my consciousness. Because I choose to focus your thriving, your thoughtful nature to progress in spiritual path. You are not missing any classes. You really are serious. Those good quality, because I focus, not that it was too much endeavor, it was just a choice I made to focus on that. Then those subtle and physical doesn't have any effect on me. But it is there. It makes sense?
I'm so sorry, Prabhu, but I didn't get the connection between that answer and my question. I'm so sorry.
Whether something subtle or physical, if we focus on the spiritual, then we will be able to see, yes. As you said, is it subtle? Yes, it is. But our focus is not for that. We should be aware where the source, we can be detective to be assertive. Yes. Yes, where it's coming from. But we have to shift our focus of that person. Something called potential. You ever heard potential?
Yes.
Okay, let me see if I can. Do I have time or I'm going over the time? No, I think we're going over the time. Right? I think I'm going over the time. I wanted to show you something very interesting, very quickly. Who is the host? Can you allow me 5 minutes? 10 minutes max. I'll close.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Okay. I want to show something very interesting that I learned. I don't see. Where is it? Oh, here it is. It's not complete, but I'm going to just show you very quick what I understood very quick. Okay. Everybody can see it, right?
Yes.
Just say yes. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Doesn't show well. What happened? One picture is missing. Oh, okay. Coming. Now, why I mentioned this picture? Because biggest struggle in my life I found is a judgmental. That devotee doesn't come Mangalarti. Nowadays, I see that it disappearing because I'm praying and I'm thinking deeply and it disappeared. But I used to have like this because I was very strict on my morning sadhana. And there was a pride in me, like so much, like, wow, it's more fearful than, it will lead to offense. Oh, they are part-time devotee. There is no such thing called part-time devotee. Devotees are devotees. Why because judgmental will scare me. It will really scare me. Why? Because it will block my spiritual drive. I will not be able to go anywhere. It will become like a big boulder. Can somebody read this, what Prabhupada said about it?
Actually, there is no difference between devotees living inside the temple and devotees living outside the temple.
Thank you. Now, Prabhupada, if you met Prabhupada when he was a grihastha, would you say, he's not chanting? I don't think he's a, maybe part-time devotee. I can tell you, I would probably do it if I was there. But Prabhupada said he never forgot Krishna. He's always pure devotee. Would I come to that conclusion, seeing his family? No. So that's what I'm trying to say, that there is like Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he's a Mahabhagavat. Radharani's intimate associate came. Here is a Bimala Prasad on this side. They are all Mahabhagavat. They're all devotee, pure devotee. But I would not consider if I was there? Can someone read this, what Prabhupada says about it?
Householder life is also the perfect platform for rendering devotional service to Krishna. Any station of life, whether you are unmarried, married, or in any occupation of life, you can achieve the highest goal by adopting and practicing the principle of devotional service. Letter to Sushant Bigman.
Can someone read this, please?
Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada's purport. This instruction to Arjuna is very important for all men engaged in material activities. The Lord does not say that one should give up his prescribed duties or engagements. One can continue them and at the same time think of Krishna by chanting Hare Krishna. This will free one from material contamination and engage the mind and intelligence in Krishna. By chanting Krishna's names, one will be transferred to the supreme planet, Krishna Loka, without a doubt. Hare Krishna.
Very good. And one more.
According to the opinion of the Lord, there are many Mahatmas in the midst of the householders, as they are in the midst of the renounced order of life. Essay, Perfection at Home, a novel contribution by fallen humanity.
Okay. Now I'm going to request all of you, please help me. What do you see here?
New devotee.
Oh, you see the devotee there? Wow. You are, I touch your feet, mother. Well, we'll use this marble as an analogy of a new person joining in our Hare Krishna movement. Could be amongst us, myself, neophyte. We need to see people can become what that person will become in future. This is what Prabhupada wants us. And you can stop actually offensive nature. All this offensive will disappear. It works, believe me. It works so good. What is inside that marble? Very simplistic approach. We may think that from that marble we can only get, what do you think we can get? Some tiles to use on the floor. Maybe carve some object. In this analogy, we would be seeing like this. Anybody saw? I saw in Jaipur many years back, maybe 35 years back. I went to Jaipur twice. And I saw they had these different things with the made of marbles. Beautiful. And you can see like this, they sell in a place. Now, when we think of, next one, what do you see here? Can someone tell me?
You're seeing the form of a person taking shape.
Yes. Every human being we see, or every body we see, we should see a devotee is there. The servant of the Lord is there. Even if he's eating meat, but servant of the Lord is there. That vision is required. That vision is required. And I'll give you a reference where Prabhupada said. Now there's a famous Michelangelo. Can somebody read that, please?
The marble not yet carved can hold the form, every thought the greatest artist has. Michelangelo.
I could not believe this. This is like Lord Chaitanya said the similar thing in Chaitanya Charitamrita. And I'm sure you all know Michelangelo's sculpture, who was living at the same time of Lord Chaitanya. He said the marble not yet carved can hold the form of every thought the greatest artist has. Similarly, new devotee, the new person may not much, you may not see much purified, come on, he is to eat meat, he just join or he's interested. But inside that body, that meat-eating body, there's a pure soul. Seed of Krishna Prem is there. According to how you handle with that person you meeting. You can bring that pure devotee out of that human form, or you can discard and walk out. Krishna will not be happy. Well, I'm not going to say what you need to do. We have to choose, but we need to develop that vision. And Prabhupada had this. Prabhupada said, I did not come to America to build temples. I came here to make devotee. All these human beings as a devotee, but I have to transform that. So this is a very, very best lesson. Can someone read this for me, please? Srila Prabhupada said in a morning walk, yes.
Just like a child has got the propensity to pass the MA examination. So he has to be educated. If you don't educate him, he will remain a foolish child. So we are educating to develop that potentiality. Morning Walk, Los Angeles, 6 December 1973.
Thank you. One more. These are such a strong, profound Siddhanta work.
Teaching means how to turn the rascals and unfortunate to become intelligent and fortunate.
This is what we need to do. Whenever we see a person, we see that this person is unfortunate spiritually. How can I make fortunate? This should be our view. Even a neophyte devotee or any other devotee. Because this disturbing quality is not natural for a soul. Soul's eternal nature is very loving, very caring, very affectionate. Who is going to bring it out? Each of us. With our good intention, how can I pull out? And more we do it, it will come out also from us. Now tell me, what do you see here? Someone help me.
Let's say maybe original form of one person has been more realized than that of the other.
Okay. In this picture, you see the analogy for this process of changing people's life and the standard we see. So this block of marble and this form are coming out. Of course, they are already inside, but they are coming out by the artist, and they discovered. That form of the person was in the marble. Pure devotee in each of us. We have a pure love for Krishna. It's not something imagining. And more we try, we will get. Of course, here I put a little tilakam. Just to say that devotee was there in a conditional body, but we cannot see. This is the problem. Can someone help me to read that?
Vedic culture means everyone is given the chance to become first-class Brahma. Srimad Bhagavatam 1.3.13, Los Angeles, 18 September 1972.
So to give the chance for each human being to become a devotee lies on us. As to become first class Brahmana, we need to see the potential first. Therefore, congregational development, community building depends on that vision, on that capacity of seeing the potential of people. This is a first step, and that is why we are talking about this in this time. Okay, I'll just show you one more. Can someone read this? There's also Michelangelo's.
I saw the angel in the marble and carved until I set him free. Michelangelo.
Yeah. Srila Prabhupada said in Los Angeles, 1972. We have it. Oh. Yeah, can someone read that?
Preaching means to make Jagai Madai a devotee. That is preaching. Morning Talk, Bombay, 25th April 1977.
What did you get it? See how Prabhupada put it. Can you give another paraphrase it? How it is relevant to my life, your life?
Any conditioned soul can become pure devotee.
Very good. Very good. Jagai Madai means all the bad quality, you can say. Yes. But Prabhupada said preaching means making them devotee. And that's what Nityananda Prabhu did. Okay, just two more slides. Just, can someone help me with that?
What sculpture is to a block of marble, education is to a human soul. Joseph Addison.
Yeah, it's such a powerful word. Do you know what you see here? Same principle. You see the blocks of marble, we need to see the person inside. To bring out the form encased in cage and trapped in that block, and slowly, slowly through sadhana, gradually bring it out, make it manifest. This is what Lord Chaitanya is teaching, and this is what ISKCON is doing. And that's our purpose of life. This is Mahaprabhu said. Please help me to read that.
Nitya Siddha Krishna Prema Sadhya Kabunaya Shravanadi Shuddha Chitte Karaye Udaya. Pure love for Krishna is eternally established in the hearts of the living entities. It is not something to be gained from another source. When the heart is purified by hearing and chanting, this love naturally awakens. Lord Chaitanya speaking to Sanatana Goswami, Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya-lila 22.107.
Okay. I made my statement, what I planned to do. Thank you for allowing me. I'm sorry I went over almost an hour.
Thank you so much, Prabhu, for taking so much time to answer my questions. I really appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Is it okay to ask for one or two takeaway or no? No time. Whatever you want. I don't want to.
Yes, Prabhuji, 5 minutes.
Okay. Any takeaway? Come on, Prabhus and mothers, you must be taking away something at least today. Okay, I'm going to just ask Mother Tiffany, what are you taking away?
Prabhuji, I think I learned that whenever we have an emotion or a desire, we should make a conscious choice before acting on it so that it doesn't become a permanent impression for the future.
That's good. But my point was that you detect where it's coming from, but if it is taking you to healthy, you want to go for it. But if it's taking you to a wrong place, you don't want to go for it. That choice you have. Very good. Thank you for picking up the very good one. One more, and then we can close.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. I loved the point when you said we are chanting and we are thinking of something else, and it is the same time I should understand that I take, while remembering Krishna, I should remember just Krishna. So I love that point, and I should try to contemplate that more during chanting. Thank you, Prabhu. Beautiful point.
Thank you. Wonderful. Okay, with that note, we can close. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama. Anchakalpatarubhesya kripa Anantaguri Vaishnava Brinda ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
His grace.
Bhakti Japa Sangha Group.
Jai.
Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare
Thank you,
Krishna.
Prabhu.
Thank you. Dandavat pranam.
Thank you. Joining today's class will meet again.